Hello everyone, in this video we are going to cover the current affairs. For mobile optimized ebooks, please install GKToday Academy app. For regular updates, please join our Telegram channel. The link is given in the description box. Now we have started a new channel, Civils Academy, so you can subscribe to it if you find it relevant. Now one more thing. Yesterday some students faced a problem that there was a mismatch in audio and video. It is some technical glitch because on some devices it is working fine, while on some devices there is a mismatch. So that video will be re-uploaded after this video and you can watch that if you faced any such problem. If you have already watched it without any problem, then you need not to watch it because nothing new is added. So now let's start. The bomb that was seen in news recently was developed by which country? So it is related to Russia and it is claimed to be the world's most powerful hydrogen bomb. Now recently Russia was in news as it claimed that it has developed COVID-19 vaccine. Russia was also in news because of Ambarnaya river. So there was oil spill incident in this river and that's why it was in news. Russia was also in news as it is the president of BRICS for this year. BRICS is Brazil, Russia, India, China and South Africa. Next year India is going to be the president. Next question is, how many new routes have been approved under RCS UDAN scheme? Right answer is 78. What is RCS? It is Regional Connectivity Scheme. What is UDAN? It is Uday Desh Ka Aam Nagrik. So it is a scheme of Ministry of Civil Aviation. And now 78 additional routes have been approved under the fourth batch of this RCS. So now it is 4.0 UDAN. And with this, the total number of sanctioned route increased to 766. Now if we talk about Ministry of Civil Aviation, it was also in news because of Lifeline UDAN. Every year on 7th of December, International Civil Aviation Day is celebrated. Apart from that, the Ministry of Civil Aviation was also in news because of DGCA. What is DGCA? It is Directorate General of Civil Aviation and this DGCA is under this ministry. Now recently DGCA was in news as it released guidelines, or to say rules, for the drones termed as UAS, that is Unmanned Aircraft Systems. Next question is, what is the name of interaction series launched by DST, that is Department of Science and Technology, to formulate STIP 2020? So it is in conversation with. What is STIP? It is Science, Technology and Innovation Policy. So this is going to be the fifth STIP. The last STIP was formulated in 2013. That is last Science, Technology and Innovation Policy was formulated in 2013 and this new one will replace the existing policy. And for this purpose, DST started interacting with the experts under this in conversation with initiative. Now DST is Department of Science and Technology. It was also in news because of Sahyog initiative. It was also in news because of Yash initiative. What is Yash? It is Year of Awareness on Science and Health. So it is joint initiative of NCSTC and DST. What is NCSTC? It is National Council for Science and Technology Communication. Now DST was also in news because of CAWACH initiative. That is Kavach initiative. What is Kavach? It is Center for Augmenting War with COVID-19 Health Crisis. So this Kavach, Sahyog and Yash initiatives are related to DST, that is Department of Science and Technology. Next question is, which automobile manufacturer has launched a virtual racing championship in India? So it was by Volkswagen Motorsport India and it has launched a virtual Polo Cup championship. Now it is a company of Germany. Recently Germany was in news because of Sofia Popov. Who is Sofia Popov? She is a golf player from Germany and recently she was in news because she became the first German woman to win a major golf tournament. Germany was also in news because of Bayern Munich. So this football club has won the UEFA championship and it is a football club of Germany. Next question is, Indian Railways is expected to meet all its energy consumption needs by which year? So it is 2030 and Indian Railways has developed a plan for installing solar plants of 20 GW capacity along its vacant land by 2030. You see, railway has a lot of land alongside these tracks as well as nearby railway stations. So it is going to be utilized for the installation of solar plants. Now in this context, recently one more initiative was in news, and it is NDC-TIA. What is NDC? It is Nationally Determined Contribution. TIA stands for Transport Initiative for Asia. So the idea of this initiative is to decarbonize the transport system. What is the meaning of decarbonize? That means the transport system will emit less carbon. And recently it was in news as it is a system for India, Vietnam and China. And on the behalf of Government of India, Niti Aayog will be the implementing partner for this NDC-TIA. Niti Aayog was also in news as recently it released a report on export preparedness. And as per this report, Gujarat is on top position. Gujarat is followed by Maharashtra and Tamil Nadu. Next is, what is the enhanced borrowing limit permitted to the states in terms of their GSDP? So it is 5%. Recently GST Council meeting was organized and it was 41st GST Council meeting. Meeting was chaired by Union Finance Minister. Now, because of this pandemic situation, there is a revenue shortfall, and that's why the borrowing limit of states was enhanced. And in the month of May, the FRBM Act was amended to increase the borrowing limit of states from existing 3% to 5%. Now, after this 41st GST Council meeting, the Finance Minister said that a further relaxation of 0.5% will be given. It is important to note that this year there is a gap of GST compensation of 2.35 lakh crore rupees. Infographics in this context are already uploaded on Telegram channel. You can check it from there for more detailed information. Now, in the context of FRBM Act, FRBM stands for Fiscal Responsibility and Budget Management Act. There are important terms. One is, what is fiscal deficit, what is revenue deficit, what is effective revenue deficit, and what is primary deficit. Please read about these terms. Next is Strait Island, that was in news recently, is a part of which island group? So it is a part of Andaman and Nicobar Island group. Recently it was in news because 10 members of Great Andamanese tribes were tested positive for COVID-19. Now it is important to note that these are PVTZ, that is particularly vulnerable tribal group. There are total 75 PVTZ in our country. Now coming back to Andaman and Nicobar Island, so recently this island was in news because of CANI. What is CANI? It is cable connectivity to Andaman and Nicobar Islands. So recently Prime Minister launched this submarine cable connectivity to Andaman and Nicobar Islands. And recently Airtel became the first mobile operator to launch 4G services in Andaman and Nicobar Island. Recently Airtel was in news because of Suraksha salary account. So this initiative is for MSME sector. Next is, which organization along with PayPal India released a report titled Fraud and Risk Management in Digital Payments. So PayPal along with DSCI launched this Fraud and Risk Management in Digital Payments. What is DSCI? It is the apex body on data protection and it has been set up by NASSCOM. What is NASSCOM? It is National Association of Software and Services Companies. It was established in 1988 and it is a non-profit organization, and chairperson of NASSCOM is UB Praveen Rao. So UB Praveen Rao is the chairperson and it is non-for-profit organization. Next question is, which country has blacklisted 24 Chinese companies for having involved in South China Sea dispute? So this country is USA, and recently it blacklisted 24 Chinese companies for their involvement in South China Sea dispute. Now in this context, please read about 9-line. Now recently USA was in news as USA is India's biggest trading partner. USA was also in news because of H1B visa issue. USA was also in news because of August 26. So this August 26 is special and it is celebrated as Women's Equality Day. Why it is special? Because on this day in 1920, the American women got right to vote. So that's why it is celebrated as Women's Equality Day. This year it completed 100 years. So it is important from exam perspective. Now USA was also in news as it is the biggest investor in UK. India is the second biggest investor in UK. UK was also in news because of Global Vaccine Summit and it is Gavi. UK was also in news because of Global Vaccine Summit, and because of vaccine, Gavi was in news. What is Gavi? Global Alliance for Vaccine and Immunization, and this Gavi is associated to COVAX facility. What is COVAX? it is an initiative to make sure that the vaccine for COVID-19 is accessible to all countries. And for this initiative, 3 organizations has collaborated. One is WHO, one is Gavi, and third one is CEPI. Next question is, the marine ambulance named Pratheeksha has been recently acquired by which state? So this state is Kerala, and this is marine ambulance. So this will provide medical assistance to the 10 people at a time, and this will provide the first aid to the rescued fishermen. So it is like regular ambulance is suitable for roads, and this is suitable for water. Now Kerala was also in news because of Thumbi Mahotsavam. So it is first ever Dragonfly Festival, and the official mascot of this festival was Pantalu. Now Kerala was also in news because of Puli Kali. It is a art form and it is also known as tiger dance. It was also in news because of Onam. Next question is, which state government has announced to register house sites worth 22,000 crores to the women belonging to weaker section of the society? So this is an initiative by Andhra Pradesh. The state was also in news as the first online Nistha program was launched in Andhra Pradesh. It was also in news because of Restart initiative, and this initiative is related to MSME. The state was also in news as it is the top state in the overall implementation of Poshan Abhiyan, that is India's nutrition mission. Next question is, NeGD, that is National E-Governance Division, has signed a memorandum of understanding with CSC for delivery of services of which application? It is Umang application. So Umang stands for Unified Mobile Application for New Age Governance. So this is one-stop application for all the government initiatives. So it can provide services related to central government, state government, as well as related to local government. And this has been developed by MEITY in association with NeGD. Now recently IMD, that is India Meteorological Department, added its weather services to Umang. That means now you can access weather services from this Umang app. What is IMD? It is India Meteorological Department. It is under MOES, that is Ministry of Earth Sciences. Present Earth Science Minister is Dr. Harshvardhan. Present IMD chairperson is Dr. Mrityunjay Mohapatra. Next question is, the draft health data management policy has been released by which organization? So it has been released by NHA, that is National Health Authority. Now this question was covered in yesterday's section, but there was one mistake. By mistake, I mentioned that it is under Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs. Obviously that is wrong. It is related to health, so Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. Now this NHA is the implementing authority of Ayushman Bharat Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana, and this NHA is going to implement this National Digital Health Mission. Now there are 6 major components of this National Digital Health Mission, and these 6 components are Health ID, DG Doctor, Health Facility Registry, Personal Health Records, E-Pharmacy, and Telemedicine. So these were the most important questions of today's video. Now we are going to cover important news. Feel free to skip it if you do not like this format. Now let's start. So first is Mansar Lake. So recently it was in news because of its rejuvenation project. So this lake is in Jammu and Kashmir, and Mansar along with Surinsar is a Ramsar Convention site. Ramsar Convention is related to wetland conservation. Ramsar is in Iran. Next is related to Ukraine, Belarus. So because of the political instability in Belarus, recently Ukraine has frozen its contact with Belarus, and it has condemned the recent elections in Belarus. It is important to note that there is political turmoil in Belarus after the recent presidential elections. Who is the president of Belarus as of now? It is Alexander Lukashenko. So one biggest issue of the election is that they were not fair elections, and that's why there is a political turmoil. Next is related to GST Council meet. So after GST Council meeting, Central gave 2 options to compensate the revenue shortfall of 2.35 lakh crore. One option is to get 97,000 amount. This is in crores. This is because of GST revenue shortfall, and this total 2.35 lakh crore revenue shortfall is because of GST plus COVID. So Central gave 2 options to the states. First, either borrow this 97,000 crore or borrow the entire 2.35 lakh crores. Now in this context, infographics are already uploaded on Telegram channel. Next is BT Brinjal. So recently experts opposed a recent decision by GEAC. What is GEAC? It is Genetic Engineering Appraisal Committee. So this committee recently approved biosafety research for field trials for Event 142. And this is related to BT brinjal. And BT brinjal is a GM. What is GM? It is genetically modified crop. So in India, GEAC is the apex body for commercial release of GM crops. Next is Togo. So Togo became the first African country to eliminate human African trypanosomiasis. So this is also known as sleeping sickness, and Togo became the first African country to eliminate this disease, and this disease is caused by parasite. Next is Amnesty International. So it was in news because of its demand of investigations in the human rights violations during the Delhi riots. Now this event is important because usually in exam questions can be asked related to such non-governmental organizations. So it is non-governmental organization. The headquarters is in London and it works in the field of human rights. Next is World Urdu Conference. So this conference held in New Delhi and this was organized by NCPUL. What is NCPUL? It is National Council for Promotion of Urdu Language. Next is Noor Inayat Khan. So she is the first Indian origin woman to get a memorial plaque in London. So she is the first Indian origin woman to achieve this milestone. She played a key role during the Second World War. Next is Arunachal Pradesh. So Arunachal Pradesh State Assembly recently passed a resolution. Why this resolution was passed? To bring the state of Arunachal Pradesh under 6th schedule of Indian Constitution. Next is Shinzo Abe. So Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe resigned from his post because of his health issues. Capital of Japan is Tokyo and it is the host of next Summer Olympic Games. Next is Praveen Tambe. So he is associated to cricket and recently he was in news as he became the first Indian to feature in CPL, that is Caribbean Premier League. Next is Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana. So recently this scheme was in news as it completed 6 years. The scheme was launched in 2014 and this is a scheme to provide the banking facilities to the unbanked population in our country. Next is Arnold Spielberg. So he passed away recently and he was well-known computer designer. Next is Sudha Pinoli. So recently she was in news as she has been selected for National Award to the teachers. Next is BPRND, that is Bureau of Police Research and Development. So it is under MHA, that is Ministry of Home Affairs. Recently it was in news because it completed its 50 years. So it was established in 1970. To be specific, it was established on 28th of August in 1970. Next is Remote Learning Reachability Report. So this is a report by UNICEF. UNICEF stands for United Nations Children's Fund. And UNICEF was also in news because of Reimagine campaign. Answer in comment box what is the objective of this campaign. So these were the most important quiz and news events of today's video. Thank you and that's all for the day.